Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. So today we're keeping it simple, comforting, and delicious. I'm going to be making some baked catfish, and with that catfish I'm going to be making a side of fluffy rice pilaf. This dish is packed with tons of flavor but easy enough to make during the weeknight. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start off with some catfish steaks. Now, a lot of people when they're making catfish, they are using like catfish fillets. Now I have these cut into steaks. You can either get that at a butcher, sometimes the stores may already have it sliced up for you. So with these catfish steaks, I've rinsed them off, patted them dry, and added some olive oil. I'm also adding some Italian seasoning, paprika, lemon pepper, some Cajun seasoning, as well as some Old Bay. So I'm going to put a little bit of each seasoning onto the catfish steaks, and I'm going to top it off with some more olive oil. Once the catfish steaks have been seasoned up very well, and again, I'm not measuring anything, I'm just adding a little bit in there and letting the ancestors be my guide. I'm going to get those ready, and once I got all the seasonings on there, I'm going to let it sit for like about 3 minutes, mix it all together, and then I'm going to get it prepped for my baking pan. So I'm using a cookie sheet, and I've added a silicone mat, and I'm just going to place the catfish on there. Now, the baking sheet as well as the silicone mat I got at Amazon, so if you go into the video description, you will see a link to my Amazon influencer page, and there's a lot of things that I cook and tools I'll use on my videos that you can find in that store. So that's baking at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to be doing that for about 40 to 50 minutes. Meanwhile, while that's going on, I'm going to be making that rice. So I have the jasmine rice there. Things that you need to do when you're making your rice is rinse it off. So make sure you measure, rinse that rice off. Now, while this is getting prepped, I do have some water in a pan that is boiling, and I'm using the directions that's on that packaging for the jasmine rice. So the next thing I'm going to do with that water is to add some chicken bouillon to it. And I want to say that I'm adding like a tablespoon to this, and this may be about 2 to 3 cups of water. It's possibly 3 cups of water. So the next thing I'm doing is adding that rice, and again, I'm using the packaging instructions, so you want to make it the way that you need to. But when you have your water and that chicken bouillon, you want to do 1 teaspoon per cup of water, so that must have been like 3 cups of water. So anyway, so I'm adding that rice that I had rinsed off, and I'm going to let it boil. And I want to say, again, from the packaging, it's going to be boiling like for 15 to 20 minutes tops. While that is getting prepped, I'm going to get some veggies together. So I have some celery, and I'm also going to have some bell peppers that I'm going to chop up using my food processor. Now, if you like onions, this is a good time to add some onions in there and dice them up. But as you all know, if you watch my videos, my husband doesn't like onions, so I'm not going to be adding any in there. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is get a nice hot pan together. Put your heat on like a medium heat and add some olive oil to the pan. Next thing that you're going to do is add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And from there, you're going to add in the veggies that you have gotten together, you diced up inside of that food processor. You're going to add that to this pan. You're going to simmer this approximately like 5 minutes just to get the bell peppers and the celery and the minced garlic to sweat in that pan. Once you've let that simmer, you're going to put that pan to the side, and you're going to just let it sit there until your rice is ready. And then once your rice is ready, you're going to add these veggies later. So again, just going to simmer that and put it to the side. Now that that rice is ready, I'm adding like 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to put those veggies onto the rice. Also, another good veggie that you can add to this is mushrooms. So if you do like mushrooms and then onions, that'll be a nice veggie to add to this too. So I'm going to put the top back on there so that butter can melt. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take the top off once the butter starts melting, and I'm going to top all this rice off with some Italian parsley. So I have some parsley that I had chopped up, and that was from a previous recipe that I did earlier in the week. So the next thing I'm going to do is start fluffing the rice. So I have a huge fork. It doesn't look that big on the video, but it's actually a really big fork. And I'm using that to fluff the rice because I don't want to like stir it and get the rice mushy. So I'm trying to be as careful as possible and use my fork to fluff the rice. So I'm going to do that for like about maybe a minute just to get everything stirred up, and then that's it. That is how you make some rice pilaf. And again, you add the veggies that you like. So again, that was bell peppers, celery, minced garlic. You can also do some onions as well as add some mushrooms to that. So that was nice and simple. And the next thing that I'm doing while that was cooking was to get some broccoli together. So I used some frozen broccoli that I get from the store, cooked it, and I'm using my favorite seasoning, which is the grilled veggie seasoning from Kinder's. Again, that's another food staple that you can get off of my Amazon influencer page that's linked there. And then another thing I like to do is to add some crushed red pepper just to give it just a little spicy kick to it. Of course, that's something that you can skip if you do not like spice. And that's really it. So I'm going to take that catfish out of the oven. It's been about 40 to 50 minutes now. And my baked catfish has been baking to perfection. You can use those juices to add onto your catfish when you're plating it up. And that's it. It's like a really simple dish. I really hope you guys liked what I have cooked in the kitchen today. And I'll see you guys next time. So friends, if you're watching this on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, shout out to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, or maybe you're following me on one of those social media platforms. Thank you so much for coming back and cooking with me again. If you are new here, my name is Angela, and this is my account Plus Size in Chicago, where I make a lot of easy to cook comfort food meals. You'll also see me reviewing different restaurants in the greater Chicagoland area, or maybe showing you some places I ate while on vacation. Be sure to subscribe or follow me. Also leave a comment and share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you guys next time.